Ciao, everybody. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. It is Season 3, Episode 2 of the Bianconeri Zone podcast. My name is Julian Giannotti, and with me is Alejandro Foncella, buddy. What's going on? Long time.
Yeah,
Face-to-face long time.
yeah. oh, I was I was gonna say a lot of things happened, but nothing happened.
No,
I,
nothing has
actually,
happened at all.
I got
Like
called out.
nothing... oh, by who?
Somebody in the comments, because I started
Oh,
my life by saying, "Welcome to the show." Nothing happened, but and I was on with I think Norbert, and somebody
oh,
said, your live shows are chaotic, no topic, and you say there's no news." I'm like, and there is no news. And the live
there
shows, I
isn't.
go off the chat. Otherwise, yeah, you want to hear me say the same thing like every single day? There
Yeah.
is no news,
It'd be,
and I can start the show by saying, I don't know, we're gonna get Turam. It's close, but I will be a big fat liar because it's not close, and we're not getting Turam, so nothing is happening.
let's fight on that after.
Excuse me?
Let's do a little fight on that after.
Oh yeah. I
When we
was
get
just
into the summer market. Yeah.
like I want to be very positive, but like
Yeah. But basically what we're doing in episode 2 is we're gonna talk about the Scudetto and what it all entails if we're in the race to win it. Like Max Allegri said, post Napoli last year, right?
yeah.
Or are we going off of what he's saying now, where he's like pumping the brakes and saying, hold on, we have to think about what realistic options are. Um, so we'll get into that. We're going to give what we think is possible, what we think, not predictions yet, because we're going to do that after the transfer window's over. We'll give our predictions, but just where we think we're at and where we should be at. Um, I guess we'll start there then. Oh, before we go, like the video. I suck at that. It always happens. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Um, and do you have the scan thing on or no? To visit
Uh,
the shop or whatever? You can
yeah,
do that after,
yeah,
throughout.
you can scan it.
Yeah, there you go. So let's talk about the Scudetto push, like I said. Um, so you wanted to start, I guess, from the chronological time, going back to the Napoli 5-1 game, right? Or
Oh
the
yeah,
Napoli 1-0 game.
yeah, the
How far
Napoli
back are
one.
you going?
Yeah.
The 1-0 game?
Yeah, the 1-0 game. He said it. He said it after one
Okay,
nothing game.
so the home game, we lost 1-0 the last minute. Raspadori, we all remember. Max Allegri came up after that game into the press conference and said, we could win the Scudetto, or we have the team to win a Scudetto, but the points, it was just such a chaotic year. So you go off that.
Yeah, no, I wanna. Okay, so it's the start of the season, so we need to talk about expectations. Um,
Yeah,
and he said it, like he said it, and he set the expectations. No, he cannot backtrack. He just can't because what everybody in the world knew what was gonna happen, even at that Napoli game. So you cannot
yeah,
backtrack and say we didn't knew we were gonna get kicked out of Europe. You knew. Everybody knew. Like let's
yeah,
not kid ourselves. Everybody knew what was gonna happen. It was clear. So we cannot take that back now. He said next season is gonna be different. This group of players is good enough. They will improve, and we will compete for the title. He's back. He's tracking back now. He's
yeah,
saying
big time.
we cannot talk about it. Why not? Because you talked about it a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, basically. Then
Yeah,
you were very confident. He was, because I remember that interview very well. I listened to it live. Um, you cannot go back from it now. I think if he gets asked the question, so I don't expect him to say we're gonna win it. I'm like, you cannot say that after the last 3 years. You just can't. It makes no sense
yeah,
to say it. But when I hear the first goal is to make top four, I'm like, that's not a goal. Like that is a
bare
given.
minimum.
That's the
Yeah,
given. You finish in the top four. You cannot finish behind Roma and Lazio. Like you just can't. Like I don't care who they
yeah,
sign. You just can't. Period. So I don't want to hear that when he says, "Oh, the goal is top four." That's yeah. Like you start the season, you're in top four. I guess
yeah,
we've done it 3 years in a row now. Scraped it. Didn't scrape it last season. We were comfortable in it. Besides what happened, but
yeah,
again, I'm not predicting a title push, by the way, but he said it, so that's my expectation for him going into the season. And I was live, and somebody said, I think it was, I don't know who it was, I forgot now. He said, "Do you think if we were sitting fourth position by, I think it was like November, do you think the club will act?" I'm like, no. That's what the club
No.
is looking for. Just get back into that Champions League, get that money back in, and stabilize the club. I get the situation, but again, that's the bare minimum. Like going into the season, I'm not going into the season with me thinking, oh man, we're not making top four. Like I'm going into the season, I'm like, top four is done. That's a done deal.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to even debate that at this point. We might if it's not gonna happen, but like I don't want to go into the season like, are we gonna make top four?
Current squad, right?
With this squad now, if I turn around tomorrow and we sold Chiesa,
yeah,
then I will come back. I will come back and I'll say, well, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But with the squad he has now, I'm going into the season. I'm not even thinking about missing out on top four. Like it's not even crossing my mind at all. So that's not my
You're
goal.
thinking like the difference between fourth and fifth, if we were fourth, would be 6 or 7 points, whatever. We already clinched like 5 games left.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah,
with the squad he has. And he said what he said.
Yeah.
And even now he said, the players who were here last season are getting better. Okay. I'm guessing he's assuming Fagioli, I think he's assuming that. I think Chiesa, because he's fit and he wasn't fit last season. So I'm assuming he's going off those, like Ealing Jr., a season under his belt now, or half a season. I'm thinking he's talking about those players. And then those are not my words. Like, I'm not saying Fagioli will improve. That's just solely what he is saying. So he says one thing. He said, we are getting better. You finish, and then he harped on, we finished third. So I'm just doing 1 + 1 is 2. Like, we finished third. We're going to do better than, okay, for me, you should be in the title push because I don't believe Napoli is going to do what they did last season because that was insane, and credit to them. But that's the only club who did that was us, for so many years. But that squad was stacked, like from back to front. It was good. It was extremely good. So I'm expecting, for his own sake, I'm expecting that because that's what he said. So do I believe it? No. I think other teams are better than us. But top 4, I don't want to hear that because even against the post Atalanta, he was asked about the title and he said like, we need to finish top 4 first, and I'm like I hope you don't say that to the group of players because you finished top 4 last season. What are you gonna say? Let's do the same thing? It's weird. Yeah,
that's not progressive enough. You're not ambitious enough at that point. So I guess before we go further, Mary Demiral just signed in Saudi Arabia.
I think we have for like 15%, 10%. No?
Do we?
I think we have. If I remember correctly, we have a percentage on his future sale. I'm pretty sure about it, to be honest.
Awesome.
I heard the fee was like 20 mil for Atalanta or 18 mil.
Maybe. Hopefully, that'd be a nice little.
I think, like, if I remember correctly, we had a fee, but whatever. It's minimal, but I'll take it.
Money's money.
Maybe we can keep Junior now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that money's gonna pay his wages this year. Great. So back to the Scudetto push. So I guess I'll say my expectations because I just let you ramble on for a bit. My expectations for this particular team as it stands right now with only Weah, and I guess we'll count Cambiasso as a new player.
Yeah,
I'll count him as a new player.
I'll count them as well.
Yeah. Early signs are what we had to do this summer. We kind of addressed. The wingbacks needed refreshing. And Weah obviously is a more youthful Quadrado, I'll say. Maybe not as obviously as good as what Quadrado was in his prime, but he's still better than what Quadrado was last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he improved. Cambiasso adds lots to his game compared to Kostic. Kostic being the one-trick pony, staying 4 yards away from the touchline and crossing the ball in every chance he has. Defensively, he was okay. But Cambiaso, he just adds something else. Adds a little bit more dynamism. I'm not saying he's a better crosser or anything, better end product, but he just adds a little bit something different from what we've seen so far. Still has to, he still has to translate into Serie A and all the important games, not just against Atalanta and the two American games and the babies, the teenagers. So I think this team will be better just through osmosis like that. You just have better players playing. Now, the issue obviously is who's playing at the back, and is Chiesa and Vlahovic going to be able to do stuff that we can't think of, that we need them to do? You know what I mean? Like, is Vlahovic going to get into the upper teens in goals? Is Chiesa going to stay fit for 30 games at least? Start 30 games? Stuff like that. If we have stuff like that, top four is 100% guaranteed. I agree with you. But if you get into a mishmash like last year with injuries, if people pull their hamstrings, if people do this, that, and nothing, there's no depth.
No.
There's nothing. There's nothing. And we saw it last year. We had a lot of players. We still have a lot of players. It's not depth, though.
All we have going is we play once a week, so
that's
you're assuming
plus.
like injuries, like injury risk go like, and then you can fluke it, like weird injuries, but you're assuming less games, less muscle injuries.
Yes,
I guess.
Yeah. So, if you go through the 7 top teams in Italy, whatever, what are they called, the 7 sisters? Did Napoli improve?
I don't think so.
Right now?
I don't
right
think
now,
so.
if they get that Gabby Vega guy, and maybe they're going to get someone else too for.
Yeah, but losing Kim
maybe
is...
Koopmeyers, maybe Vega.
I don't think they're going to get Koopmeyers.
No, okay, but if they get some targets, I think they will improve.
Losing Kim is big, I think, for them.
Yeah, and when I say improve, I mean on paper. I'm not saying they're going to do what they're not going to do what you said they did last year. Like they just dominated everybody. You know what I mean? Because they got a new coach as well. You're right. They lost the best center back in the league last year. Stuff like that.
Also, will Kvaratskhelia do what he did again?
Yes. And then first half of the season.
First half of the season. Like, can he spread it? Will Osimhen will do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because he has done it in the past, but I think as of now, I don't think they have improved, but they still have a good squad.
Yeah, they're on paper, like I said, if they get those 2 players, they've improved. Will Rudy Garcia get the same thing he got out of Lobotka and Anguissa this year that Spalletti got? I don't know. Do they have a right winger? Not really. So, like, in that aspect, they didn't really improve that much, but on paper they did if they get these targets that they have their eyes on. Inter, did they get better? Not really.
As of now, no. But if they get in... why
Samardzic?
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
If they get him in with Fratesi, losing Dzeko is big. I'm not counting Lukaku because he didn't play.
They replaced Dzeko with Arnautovic today.
Yeah. I think he will get
and
the
they
goals.
replaced Lukaku with Thuram, basically.
With who?
Market
Thuram. Yeah. And again, Lukaku wasn't available basically all season. So I think... I don't think they got worse big time. You might say they haven't improved. But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That midfield, they got maybe.
Gosens got replaced with.
I think they improved. I think they have a good squad.
Yeah. Okay. Marginally. Yeah. Center backs haven't changed. I don't think they replaced Skriniar. I don't think. I forget. I don't know.
No.
And then they got Cuadrado and Dumfries on the right.
Yeah. I mean.
I think they would be the favorites to win, in my opinion.
Excuse me?
I think they would be the favorites to win, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. And then Milan just basically ripped apart their whole squad and made a new one.
I think they improved.
I think on paper, like I said, they improved.
Yeah. I mean, but they got a lot. They got a lot of weird players out.
Yeah.
And I think they do. I rate Pulisic that highly? No. But I mean, it's better than what they had. Do I rate Loftus-Cheek? If he plays like he did under Sarri at Chelsea, then yes. If not, then no.
Yeah.
But I think overall they have a better squad. So I'm saying they improved as well.
Okay, so out of those three teams we just mentioned, they've all improved on paper.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Rome has also improved on paper. To be
Yeah.
fair,
Lazio not. Like Lazio haven't improved.
Lazio's, I think they're dusted, especially when they're at Champions League now. I can't believe they haven't signed
Yeah,
anything of note.
we handed him Rovella
Yeah,
and they took Pellegrini off our hand. But
yeah.
yeah,
Ravel's
Roma.
going to play two Champions League games.
Yeah, Roma lost Matic, and yesterday Mourinho took
Yep.
off Awar without subbing on. He played with 10 men. They have
Yeah.
issues in midfield. Like they need to resolve that. They probably
Well,
will
they got
sign.
Paredes today. They got Paredes
Oh yeah, they
today
got
and Renato
Paredes. They got
San-
Paredes.
and
He will.
Renato
He will
Sanchez.
probably ball out under Mourinho.
Probably.
Um, They have a good squad, but you still need to finish above Roma. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm just saying, all these teams on
lost
paper, I think
Ibanez.
have improved a bit. Oh yeah. Oh
I
no.
think. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
for them, I mean, I guess
It's like us losing Bonucci at this point. Oh no.
they got 20 mil for him or like 30 mil. It's insane.
I know. I can't believe it.
Like that should be investigated. Like that's not normal.
Yeah.
That's
And then it allowed them to buy players now. So, we get apparently 10%.
oh. So
Of
what did I say?
Morales.
15. Oh yeah, 10.
You said 15. Yeah, you're
Okay,
close.
so
Yeah.
10%.
So we get 2 million euros out of that.
Okay,
So it pays for salary.
that pays for Junior Miretti's salary
Yeah.
and probably for
Thank you.
Jolie as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then we can go, sorry, just to finish off the top teams in Italy, like the subjective top teams. Atalanta, they've done a lot of a squad rehaul as well, but you should, like you've been saying, that you should be ahead of them. I know we lost or we drew on Saturday, but I think we were the better team.
Yeah, we
Like,
should have won that game. And again, I don't
yeah.
think both teams were playing like full. I don't know, man. That juice is a bit out of it. Atalanta, like I think they will be in and around. They will be a tough opponent, but I don't like.
For sure.
They should not be in the top 4 whatsoever.
No.
Same for
So again-
Fiorentina. Like these teams.
I didn't really count them, but yeah, for them. They did a lot of squad management as well, like
Yeah.
turnover as well.
They did. They might lose Amrabat still, to Manu.
I think that's a formality. I think he's gone. Like they're replacing him with a bunch of other players.
Yeah. That's true.
But again, so we look at these teams, like only Lazio really has gotten worse, and they were one of the teams in the Champions League spot last year. So again, we were one of the Champions League teams as well. So I think your spot is almost like not guaranteed because nothing's guaranteed, but you like the expectation is top 4 minimum, and
I'm
then
going into it with
be with it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm going into it with the mindset, and that's not being arrogant. With the mindset,
Yeah.
it's guaranteed. Like because Allegri says, "Oh, keep in mind, guys, we finished third." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
buddy, you finished third. You said everybody's gonna improve. You're gonna improve. So, what do you want me to say? You want to get me on board?
Yeah.
Fine. I was new start of the season, fresh. I'm on board with you. Finished third.
Yeah.
We improved. So I'm expecting something better. I mean, that makes. I'm being very reasonable here. Like I'm not saying win the
100%.
title. I'm not saying win a title. But you said we improved. You finished third. That's what you always say in every single presser. Fine, go. Impress me now. Like, top it.
I
Do
would-
better.
Yeah, it has
And really
to be
quickly, before you go,
Yeah, go ahead.
you
Yeah.
cannot do worse than losing double-digit numbers
I was-
of games in Serie A. I
you-
think
you
we
took
I
the
think
words
we-
out of my
I
mouth.
think we lost 10, right? Or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11 games.
Like, you cannot do worse. Like, surely you're going to improve on that, right? Like, you're not going to lose another 10 games in Serie A this year. Like, that's 1/3 of the games. Oh, okay. 1/4 of the games.
Close.
1/4 of the games. Let's say 1/4. 25% of the games in Serie A, you lost. Like,
Horrible.
2 of them
Twice
against
to Monza.
Monza.
Yeah.
Like, surely that's not going to happen, right? Or, like, am I being unrealistic here?
No,
Now, Inter might not do the same thing. Like, I think they lost
Inter won't do
11.
the same. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. They lost
that-
more than us.
yeah, so that will balance each other probably out. But, like,
Yeah.
that's fine, You win a few more, they win a few more. Fine, cool. But
Yeah.
you cannot lose 10 games. Like that's
No.
impossible.
That was what I was gonna say. Like just going into the season, you can't be as worse as you were last. Like, there's no possible way you're as bad as you were last year. You lost Quadrado. You lost, but like some, the actual Deadwood is gone. Some of it, at least. Um, it is what it is at this point, and I think a good season, or no, I'm not gonna say good. Good season is winning because again, this league isn't that great. A decent season, an okay season is being within 5 or 6 points of the winner of the Scudetto, whoever it is.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
that means you're there, and that means like you couldn't sign anybody for depth this year, right? So, or improving the first 11. So at the end of the day, like being within 6 points of a team that has been addressing their needs, like an Inter, like a Napoli, I think that'd be okay. Um, but yeah, anything else on the Scudetto push? I know you're looking furiously at your screen
no, I
before we
was,
get into the transfer talk because we're going to get into some transfer talk after we talk about Scudetto.
I think, like the expectation, like the not winning the title, but come on, like you have been so far off them so many times, and I think there's a gap between the teams, but I don't think the gap is that big as it was last season. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
that
Oh
big.
yeah, I agree.
It
I
should
agree.
not be that big. That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna celebrate. Like if we finish 7 points of the title, I'm not gonna come on and be like, "Wow, what a season!" Like
No, no, yeah, it would be
if
an
people
okay
expecting it,
season.
I will say it. I'll
Yeah,
take it. It's progress. Back in the Champions League, you have
yeah,
money, spend it. Next season, you go for it again.
yes,
That's what I'm like. That's
yeah,
what I'm expecting. Because if we get in the Champions League, we automatically, as a club, should have more money than any other team. It should
yeah,
kind of work like that. Maybe not in the first year, but like in general, that's who it is, how it is. So I'm
yeah,
expecting you to push on. But I need improvement this season. Not like obviously on the pitch, but like also on the table. On the pitch, all summer, I've said the same thing from the first preseason game. The back, it is what it is. The back line, like I don't trust it.
yeah.
I will never trust
Well,
it. Um,
yeah,
like it's not that great. It will make mistakes. I've
yeah,
seen Danilo and Sandro in preseason. Like it's not good. Period. And people can
yeah,
throw at me what they want. I've seen Danilo. If you isolate Danilo, you're getting cooked. And happened quite
yeah,
a lot, in my opinion, preseason. It's a bit worrying. Alexander will give the ball away like he did against Atalanta. But up
yep,
top, it's not. When I say play better and see patterns of play, I think people need to calm down. I'm not saying I want 2016 MSN.
yeah,
Like I'm not, or 2006 Barcelona, whatever. Like I'm not asking
yeah,
for these things. Like that's not what I'm asking. Really basic things. And the basic thing is don't give the ball to Kostic or Wea and cross it and hope
yeah,
Vlahovic is there or Rabiot is somehow at the end of it. Like that's not what I'm
yeah.
asking. In preseason, I've seen movement. I've seen link-up plays. Is it perfect? No, hell no. Like why would it? It's the first time
Yeah.
they're doing it in 2 to 3 years, I guess. So it's
That's
not going to be
Pirlo.
perfect.
Yeah,
But it's a beginning. I've seen patterns, especially Miretti, Chiesa, that link up on the left. That's for me
yeah,
a pattern because Miretti comes from the right a lot of times. It's a pattern in my opinion because they link up very, very well. It was good
yep,
against Milan. It was good against Atalanta. It was dangerous. It's unpredictable. It's not clean all the time. Fine. But it's something new. Cambiaso drifting
yep.
into midfield. It's something new. Alexandro doesn't do that. And if Alexandro
Nope.
does that, he squares
You're
it
scared.
back. He squares it back
Yeah,
as well. Like he cuts inside and the ball's going back. I'm like, just stay on the sideline. Like if that's what you're gonna do, just don't take the risk in losing possession. So I've seen little things here and there.
yeah,
For me, in my opinion, it's kind of clear that it's gonna be very left-sided
yeah,
until Pogba. If Pogba comes back, then the balance might flip a little bit. My worry is still that right-hand side. Because if Weah's out, we're in trouble. Yes, you can shift Cambiaso there, but Cambiaso's not Weah. You're missing something on that right-hand side.
yeah.
If Chiesa is
He adds a
out,
different dimension.
yeah, if Chiesa's out, I'm like, okay, yeah, you need to switch formation and give Junior a run for his money, or
Yep.
Chuckin up there and let him do it for a game or two. But on the right-hand side, we have nothing. Like if Weah's out, I don't know what the solution is going to be. The solution could be play McKennie as a winger. It's not a solution, but for Allegri, it could be a solution.
If
That's
Sule
my
stays, it might be him.
that's like I thought about it. I'm like, why is he staying? I don't believe there's no
Yeah,
offer for him. Like, surely there's a crappy offer the club will take. seeing at how
Well,
they're giving away players.
Leverkusen, yeah,
They're,
Leverkusen wants him.
yeah, they're giving away players. So I'm like, surely there's one
Yeah,
crappy offer you can take, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
so and I was confused. And then, like you said, on Sunday I was like, man, he's gonna use him on the right. I
yeah,
think that's what's gonna happen.
yeah.
Otherwise, like, he's not gonna get the game. Or he should get no game time. Like, he should not get ahead in the team of Fagioli if Fagioli is fit. Like, that should not be a discussion. So that's my big worry. I see the Berardi links. Like, will I take him over McKennie? Yes, but like that's not the solution long term. He's 29, it's 30
I
million.
was
You're
gonna
gonna
say
give up.
he's almost 30.
You're gonna give up Sule, which, okay, maybe in the big run it's not that big, but like, I don't want to do that. I don't want Berardi. So
Yeah.
that right hand side is my biggest issue. Obviously the back line, but like, that's too much issues to resolve for my liking. Like, I need 3-4 changes. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what the crazy thing is about that too, though? The management believes that we had the opportunity to sell players.
We have, excuse me.
We had we have we have enough to sell players.
Oh, okay. Like
Like that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be sell, yeah, sell, but like get someone in too.
I've said it on the live a couple of days ago. I'm like, Hoyson is gonna get a lot of call-ups, like a lot of them. They will,
I'm
because
okay with that.
you cannot trust Sandro staying fit. You just can't. Bremer or Gatti will pick up an injury. Danilo, he will
Yep.
get call-up, and from what I've seen, he can play a game. I think he will do perfectly fine. If he plays at home against Verona, he will play that game without a problem. I'm pretty
Yep.
confident about it. I'm not saying play away to Napoli. I mean,
No,
that's maybe too much, but at home
that's a
against one of those
cauldron.
teams,
No,
I'm like,
yeah.
I think he'll just be fine, because
Yep.
he is extremely confident in himself. Like, it's
Yeah, man. I
It's
like him. I
unbelievable.
think he's our best what do you want to call it, youth prospect? I think he's our best one.
yeah, he never panics. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, man. I've said it when he played. I'm like, his positioning is like, he's always on the right spot. I don't know how he does
Yeah.
it. It's a bit like Barzagli. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah,
Slow
he's
as
just there.
hell. Slow as hell,
Yeah.
Barzagli. But he was always on the right, at the right spot, at the right time.
Yeah.
Only Hoyson he's actually very good in possession as well.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't just boot
He's
the ball away.
and he doesn't get as bullied as I thought he would
I agree.
at this level.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he should add muscle.
Yeah,
But,
he will.
yeah. But at this, like you said, like, don't go to the Maradona. Don't start there. Don't start in the San Siro. Just play at home against if he started on Sunday, sure,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. I don't
So-
care.
so
You
that-
played games already in the preseason. He's ready to play.
That's my big. That's when I see Rugani new deals. I'm like, no.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't-
yeah,
He can take €2 a month. Good for him, buddy. You're dropping in wages for a very good reason. Even 2 is too much. Get Hoyson in that team next season.
yeah,
Oh, but he needs playing time. He will play. If you move, if you're back in the Champions League, you will play. Period.
yep,
And if you're good enough, you will take that spot in a normal
Yep.
coaching system. If you're a better player, Gatti, Bremer, whatever, bad luck, man. He's outplayed you. Good. He plays with the under 23s, fine, and he needs to play with the under 23s next season. But if the trajectory is what it is, I don't think he's a player you need to go and loan out.
no.
If that makes
He-
sense.
He's like I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Moretti shouldn't go on a loan.
I agree.
I think he should stay.
From what I've seen in preseason,
Yeah.
and what the rumors
should
are,
stay.
I'm like, please stay, because Fagioli's
Yeah.
not fit. Rabiot is still not up to
That's
it.
right.
Pogba, I don't know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen with Pogba. I don't want to
Yeah.
go into the season with McKennie and Locatelli are only. Like, that's why there's no real news at this moment. I think the club is really, unless they sign somebody, obviously.
And they like Hans though. I think the club likes Hans a lot.
Who?
I don't want Nicolas
Nicolas,
Caviglia.
Nicolas.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
still-
Hans.
I see the rumors. I struggle. Like, I like him. He's a good kid, but the injuries he had, like, he needs to play a full season. Like, he really
Yeah.
needs it. I think for his own sake. Like, I know he wants to stay at the club.
Yeah,
I get why, like Fagioli. and he got pissed when he loaned out to Cremonese. But look at him now; he needs to play after injuries he had, and don't join Salernitana. Do not do that.
Yeah, that was my thing. Yeah.
Join Bologna. I will take Bologna. Join Bologna.
Terremoto's the coach, right?
Yeah, like join one of those teams. You will be fine, and maybe next season you will stay because the club will give you opportunities because we don't have money. So, but he played a very good preseason. Nicolussi. I was impressed. I was really impressed.
Yep, him and Moretti both. Moretti was pretty good this preseason, in my opinion.
I think he's a good player if you let him play, and he let him play this preseason.
Yeah.
Like he was like express yourself, not like last season.
Yeah.
But as of now, I agree. Like stay unless news breaks and we sign a midfielder. Then I'm like, okay, you need to playing time. If you're not gonna get it, then it's kind of pointless for all of us.
So are you of the, I guess, the impression that we need?
I messed up here. Let me see. I messed up the screen. Yo, you go. What do you say?
What's up?
No, I switched overlay for 1 minute and I messed it up.
Oh, I said
6 midfielders.
Are you in, like, do we need 6 midfielders because like we're including Pogba in that, or do we need 7?
No, okay. So we have, let's say we have Locatelli, Rabiot, and Fagioli. Like those are the 3 who are fit.
That's the 3. Yep.
I don't count McKennie because he should not be playing much, and I'm assuming he's gonna be used on the right hand side if needed.
Okay.
So I'm iffy with that one. And Pogba, like, do you want to put minutes on him playing? Like, do you want to make a guess?
But I always, like, if I say we have 6 midfielders, I mean we have 5. If we have 7 midfielders, I mean we have 6 because that's the Pog.
Okay, then I want a midfielder. I want a midfielder.
So you want to have 6?
Yeah.
In brackets 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather have that than the rumors about bringing back Berardi. Bring him back, basically. Bring in Berardi.
We owned him at some point, yeah.
bring in Berardi, and then we can switch formation. Then I'm in the boat of do not do anything, or bring a midfielder then and stick with this formation and free up Locatelli a little bit because I didn't like Locatelli in preseason again, and like I'm not impressed.
He's stuck.
He's stuck. At times, like going off the fouls he makes, like it looks frustrated to me, and that's just my personal opinion because he makes the most random, stupid fouls, and he picks up yellow cards, a bit like Pjanic, for no good reason. And maybe it's frustration, I don't know. But when I watch Locatelli play the last 2 seasons, or like the last season especially, I'm not like wow. I'm not blaming it all on him, obviously, but like I'm just not impressed. So free him up, I guess.
I think I said this in my midfield video on Friday or whatever, but I think, like, as a destroying midfielder, he's fine. As a regista, he's not fine.
No, I don't think he can play it.
As a number 8, he's fine. You know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
If you're a regista, you need to be like a Jorginho and dictate play and whatever, like win the ball back. You need to do both. He can't do both.
No.
He's either really focused on destroying when he's playing in the hole there, but if you push him up more, he's better on the ball. He's cleaner.
Yeah.
He's less wasteful. But as a regista, he's wasteful.
He's very wasteful.
Erratic touches, misplaced passes because he's under pressure. He's not press resistant at all. Stuff like that. So I'm fine with him. Like, if you have the expectation of him trying to be like a Pjanic, let's say, he's never going to be that.
No.
But if you just have the expectation of him, if he's going to be the DM, he's going to win a lot of tackles and win the ball back. I think he's fine at that. But the issue is you didn't buy him for that.
Yeah, we paid like 36. Like that's too much for what he gives. What you're asking him to do.
Yes.
Or like you're setting the bar extremely low at that point.
Yes.
And
yes. And if we're talking about Habib Diarra or Mohamedou, whatever you want to call him, Diarra, he ain't a 6.
No. The more I'm looking into it, the more I'm like, I think you're like, I think like they say you can play 6, but I'm like, I don't think you want to play 6.
That guy's a horse. Let let him go. He's
Like
a
the way
horse.
he
That's the guy
skips
you let go.
past players from what I've
Yeah.
seen, I'm like, that's not normal for his sakes. Or like that's not what you're asking from his sakes. Like when you see clips from him, I'm like, dude, he's
Yeah.
always in and around the box.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
Yep.
So like even that link at that point, is he gonna use him? Like he can play 6 apparently, and he played
But
games.
Allegri's never going to use him there.
So I'm like, okay, what? Why are you like? I don't get the list then. Like, do you? I don't get.
Yeah.
Like the list makes no sense. Like it's
Kefren Turam, by the way, is not a 6 either. Like
No.
he can play there again, and he'll be better. He'd be better than Habib Diarra as a 6. He'd
But-
probably be better than Locatelli as a 6. But what's the point? He's an 8.
yeah. So the links are very like Amrabat, okay, but other than
Proper
that,
6,
yeah,
but he's gone to Man United, so that's why I said Thomas Partey would be the best one.
yeah, I don't want Bart.
That was my hot take. I don't know if you watched it, but that was my
I
hot
watched
take.
it,
He
yeah.
would be. But he would be.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
If
yeah,
that's what you're trying to bring in.
yeah, but we're not getting him. So
No.
like he's out of the picture. It's just it's one of the two. It's yeah. If we bring in somebody, it's not one of the two. I mean, they want Thuram, but like it's not gonna be Thuram. So it's one basically.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what's the plan. The plan is then Locatelli's gonna play there, and you don't trust Pogba to stay fit at all,
Yeah.
right? I think I'm assuming that's the plan, you know, and hopefully
And then, sorry, the vice Locatelli would be Hans, because I think he'll stay at this point.
yeah.
Because
But
they just
then
sent Barnett on loan.
Miretti needs to go on loan. Somebody needs to leave then at that point. If you're not
At
signing,
that, because what? Cause, okay, so what we're talking about Fudgel, yes. Rabiot, yes. Locatelli, yes. We already established that. Is McKennie going or no?
no, McKennie's staying. He's going nowhere.
He's staying.
He's
Yeah.
staying. I believe he's staying.
Okay, Pogba. So we count as the floater.
So Diarra.
Barnechea is gone. Ravello's gone. Zakaria just left again too. So
Arthur's
then you
gone.
have Arthur's gone, and then at this point it's between Moretti and Hans. That would make 6.
Yeah, but I'm assuming
In
okay.
brackets.
I'm assuming you're bringing somebody in like Diarra. At that
Oh.
point, you have too much in the same
Yeah.
position. Like
At
it's
that
too
point,
much.
yeah, you're right. Then Moretti has to go.
Yeah, like it's probably gonna be Miretti. I'm assuming, I guess, because he needs to gain experience
Because-
more than.
Yeah, and Moretti's not a 6.
And okay, and he's not. Yeah, he's obviously not a 6. Apparently for Jordi, you can play as a 6 according to Allegri. So here we go.
Never seen that before.
No, nobody. But we didn't see Sule. Yeah, same Sule, but Junior play as a Mezzala. But preseason, here we are. We've seen Sule
I
play.
wish I didn't see that. That was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, he cannot play that. Like you can see
No,
what he's.
that
What
was
his,
bad.
you can see what his first thought process is, and that's not one of an 8. Like,
No,
and it's fine. Like I don't blame him. Like
that's not how he was trained. Yeah,
Yeah, like he just wants to take on players on the wing. Like
Yeah.
that's who he is. Skip pass, put it in, you know, take a flu. He's good technically. I like him, but if I still believe that the club is hoping to sell Pogba, even if it's in January. I still think they're thinking that.
yeah.
I think if he in January, let's say before January, whatever. If he's not fit, like let's say he played, how many games do we play before January? Let's assume
15
it's
or 16.
okay.
15 or
Let's assume it's
16, something like
15
that.
to keep it easy.
Yeah,
If he's only available, and with available I mean actually on the bench to play minutes for like 5 of them or 4, the club will push him out in January. They will tell
yeah.
him leave.
Sell him at
Just
that point. 100. I agree. I'm over
join
it.
Neymar, and they will actually tell him just leave. Just take the money
Yep.
you will get there and piss off. And I think he will leave at that point.
Yeah.
I will, and I'm pretty, because as of now he's not fit. Like he's still not fit.
Yeah.
I don't know why, and nobody can explain that. Not even the media.
He's
because
training with the first squad, but he's still not.
That's
fit.
my
I
point.
don't
Like he is
understand that.
training every single game, every single week, day, but he's not fit. Then what is the issue? Nobody can
Yeah.
tell me. He's out until October, at best. So
Wait, he's out until October? I thought it was
first of
the
October.
first 2
he
games
could-
he's missing.
Yeah, no, September he's out as well. So he's gonna miss another 2 to 3 games. 2 in September, I guess. So there you go. It's already 4 games he's not there from the 15. Like it's getting close. And that's that's assuming that he will stay fit once he's back, which is not gonna happen. It's not gonna
No.
happen. So the club will push him out, and I'm pretty sure about that. I think that's why they're like, okay, are we bringing in that midfielder in Diarra? Are we doing it? Or maybe McKennie in January, goodbye. Okay, something like that.
Again.
Yeah, but then
Um,
done completely, the bare minimum to break even and goodbye.
if you sell Pogba before September and McKennie somehow gets sold, there's a chance you can get both a Diarra and Kefren.
If the Saudis pay like 50 million for both, they're
No,
not.
you don't need to sell fit. You can spend 20 or something, and his wages are gone, and then
How
you
like
sell
that?
McKennie. Yeah,
Oh,
no, but
McKennie, I forgot about him. Sorry.
I said McKennie. Yeah, I said both. Then you can spin it. You can do you buy a Diarra outright, and then you get Kefren on loan plus obligation. Then you get Champions League next year, and you pay it.
Yeah, if you can pull it off, Bob. I mean,
I mean, I can't just be the one thinking that.
no.
Like there has to be some thought. Like, I just thought of that right now. I was like, wow.
that will be like you need to rebuild properly. And
Yeah,
we are in a bad situation, but when I look at the squad we have and the potential that's in the squad with the youngsters, I'm like, this rebuild shouldn't be as hard as it is, right? Like it should not be. Maybe coaching wise, but like you have good
it
players.
de-
You have
it
great
depends on what you
potential.
think of the youngsters.
Okay, I think players like Fajoli, Miretti, Hoysen, they like
So
if you
Fajoli still counts
no, okay, yeah, I'm trying because
because
it's
Vlahovic
his
is the
first
same age as
season.
Fajoli.
No, not youngsters. What I mean, like youngsters and players who are just here, like Fajoli. Like it's his first season with us, second season now. Like I'm
Okay.
looking long term, long
Yeah.
jagged. I'm like, even if you don't think they're world class, or potential world class players, they're good enough to go on and dominate in Serie A if you surround them with the right pieces. They're good enough. I
Yeah.
think they have enough. Not now, maybe in a couple of years, obviously for a few of them, but
Yeah.
there's good enough quality in that squad. Like Gatti at the back, if he picks up what he did last season, Bremer,
Yeah.
Chesney put in. I think I'm fine with that. The midfield,
Oh yeah, the goalies are
mid,
fine.
you have good youngsters in that midfield. You should have good players with Locatelli, whatever. Up front, Chiesa, Vlahovic. Like, it's up to Allegri to unlock Vlahovic now, but like, there's enough in that squad to be like, it's not 2010 when you're like, oh my god, we need 22 new players here. Like,
Yeah.
it's that bad because that was bad
Yeah.
back then. It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not like that. So the rebuild
Yeah.
shouldn't be as tough as it should be. But if you get linked
It's
to,
two or three players. It's 2 or 3 players away.
if you get linked to players like Berardi and Castagna and Home for all it's worth, and these type of players and Freuler, and they were from good sources. I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do here. Like,
Yeah.
what's the plan? What's the idea behind it? Because I don't get it. It feels
Every
like,
single. So the midfielders we were linked to,
yeah,
all the four, from DeMarco or whatever from Sky.
yeah.
That's good. That all of them to me, I understand, from one point or another. Like you want to win right away, you get Partey. I know he's a scumbag off the field, whatever, all that stuff. He injury prone since he went to Arsenal, but he would make this team a lot better when he plays. Amrabat, yes, makes the team better, and it's you'll have him for 6 or 7 years if he wants to stay, because he's only 25, 26. Diarra, he's that prospect you want to infiltrate with the club, great. And then obviously Kefren Turin would be the gem. Like all those guys make sense. Every other link to a player makes zero sense.
Yeah, I kind of agree. All the links, from what I've seen this summer, are weird. Now we can say
Lukaku, Berardi, Castagna,
like the
Emil
Lukaku thing,
Holm,
I get
the-
financially, and there it stops.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you can do weird deals that make financially sense, but you look at it and you're like, okay, and what now? Like,
yeah,
what's the plan here? Because
yeah,
the stories, and again, the stories are Allegri wants that can be made up stories, but like Allegri wants a player that can get 20 goals in Serie A. I'm like, well, we have one, and he did it twice. He did it twice
yeah.
in Serie A. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the idea, like what's the play here? Like what's the play? So
Yeah.
Lukaku cannot get you 20. It can get you 20, but Vlahovic, who did it as well, can. I don't know. Like it's a
He's
lot of
younger,
spins.
more legs.
I like what he did last presser. He said like things we might do are because we need to, financially look after it. So that's honest. He's being
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
But what about long term? You invest that money in Lukaku, you're not gonna get any. Even the Rabiot thing, the money is gone.
yeah.
It's
Weird.
gone. It's
Yeah,
gone. Like he's on 7. He's probably got a signing bonus for like another 3, 4, whatever. He got that.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure about that. It's gone. Like that money is gone. You're not gonna see that money back. That's also a weird one.
yep,
I'm so confused. Like I'm not, I want. Like, I get it for one part. Allegri likes him. Did well last season. He's always available. I get that part. And you don't have a lot of money, but on the flip
yep,
side, that money you spend now is gone. He's a free agent
yep,
again in the summer. So, and then you have Romeo saying, they would have signed a big player, Savic or Fratesi, if they didn't keep Rabiot. And then I'm like, you got the money, then why didn't you just bite the bullet? Like, if you actually like Rabiot
yeah,
more than the other two, but he's gone probably next season, then do it now. But you have a Fratesi or a
yep.
Savic, you can go on for the next, for Savic, a couple of years. Fratesi, I don't know, 10 years, I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
weird. Like, some things make absolutely no sense, and other things, I get why. But, when I talk about
What I find
Lukaku...
weird. Sorry, go ahead.
No, when I talk about Lukaku, people in the comments say, "Oh, but it makes financially sense," and I've said it the whole summer. I get it, but that doesn't mean I need to agree with it. Like I can understand
Yeah,
the deal, but I will still not like the deal, if you know what
yeah.
I mean.
Every time we talk about Lukaku, my baby cries.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Um, I saw DeMarcio said that Berardi is true, the interest. Um,
Don't want players involved in the deal. You wouldn't want to pay the cash at the moment. The deal may be complicated. Good, it's not gonna happen.
yeah. Um, from what I was just about to say before that, it's weird to me when like Romeo Agresti would say, "Yeah, we have money for a player, like a big time player. If we didn't do this, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
is Rabiot that big time player? If he is, wrong choice. Secondly, do we still have money for a midfielder? Like at this point when we sell all these players,
I don't know.
because then that's why this is bringing me to the Taram. What's it called? My Taram debate. Why can't it be Taram?
Yeah, yeah.
My only issue now is Liverpool missed out on everybody to Chelsea, so I think they might sniff around and come back for him. That's my only issue. But if you sell McKennie, because you still have a chance to sell McKennie, even though Bournemouth just signed his buddy Tyler Adams. Um, if you have a chance to sell another midfielder and you send 2 out on loan, why can't you go get Kefren? You had this. There's money there apparently. Apparently, there's money there. So I don't know. And then it obviously has to do with the will of the player. If Turan doesn't like, if he's like Diarra and says, "I want Champions League football," then yeah, we're toast
Yeah.
because we don't got that. Just like any player.
And Di Marzio said we wanted to include Junior or Sassuolo. I
Or
would say
Sule.
that. Yeah, Sule. Junior is not joining Sassuolo. At that point,
No,
it's
no, no.
like just sign me to the Premier League. Whatever
Yeah,
team
yeah,
is
yeah.
in from, I'm not going. Like, why would he do that? If there are
Yeah,
actually
go to
Premier
Crystal
League
Palace
teams,
or
and
something.
like he's not,
Yeah.
like it makes no sense for him as well.
Like I would rather play at Crystal Palace than Sassuolo, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine giving up. Like, so I don't know how old Junior is. 20.
Yeah.
Imagine giving up a 20-year-old for a 29-year-old. That's just bad planning. Like, I'm sorry.
And
Because
paying more money.
that's what I was trying to get at. It feels like one foot is crossing the line of compete now, and the other foot is crossing the line of let's rebuild. It's like
That's
you
my
need to
point.
choose one of the two. Like you cannot do both.
That's my
Like
point with Thomas Partey. That's my point with Thomas Partey, though.
yeah, like do one. Like you cannot do both, and
Yeah.
you need to go with a rebuild because you don't have the money and the backing financially, whatever, to go and fight for the title immediately.
Yep.
Or you need to have one insane season and all the rest need to drop off completely. Which could happen because Milan won the league like that. But
Yep.
it doesn't feel like it's gonna happen, right?
Yep. Excuse me. Anything else we got to talk about?
For title push, no, it's done.
Title push. No, nothing else in the
Players,
markets.
no, it's just the
No,
Berardi saga now, and then Diarra, but
it
like that's
happens
on the
every
background.
summer.
I still think
Yeah.
like I'm heading to a point where I'm like, we're gonna stay like this unless somebody else leaves or something. Like it's probably
Yeah.
gonna be this.
Yeah. The latest thing was Zakari was officially sold, and then Barnechea is about to leave on loan at this point.
Yeah, yeah,
And then apparently for Bota or something. I don't know. I
that's
think he's going to Bari or something. I don't know. That's what I read. Um, yeah, nothing else. So I guess we can wrap it up unless he's still saying stuff. Anything?
no, but no. If that's the breaking news, then
Yeah.
that's it.
So it's Berardi. It happened later than usual. Usually it happens in June.
Well, actually, we were linked
Billings.
with him in June, but it
Oh, were we
got
this
brushed.
year?
Yeah, it got brushed aside like in
Oh,
one
okay.
day. But
Okay.
I was like, it's coming back. That's it. Like the Zaniolo
Okay.
thing, it came back, but thank God, it got away. It's gone. now.
Aston Villa got Zaniolo.
Yeah, it's their
Or about
problem
to.
now.
They got smashed 5-1. They're like, huh, maybe we need
Yeah,
Nicky
they
Z.
got their asses whooped.
All right, we'll end it there. That was episode 2 of season 3 of our Duncan Arizona podcast. Please like the video if you haven't already. It helps our channel continue to grow. Reaches more people with the more likes we have. So do that. Comment on your thoughts of what we can do in midfield, and what your thoughts on where we stack up in Serie A. I'll say that for now. As of now, where do we stack up in Serie A? Let us know in the comments, and we will get back to you when we can.
Yeah.
With that, peace out. You're live tomorrow, I believe.
Wednesday, yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
time
Tuesday.
recorded.
No, it's Tuesday. Wait, oh yeah, Wednesday I'm live. Jesus Christ. Also
Yeah.
today. Also today.
So Tuesday and Wednesday, Ali will be live. Thursday, I think we're bringing back the After Dark. Meet Justin and I, and then Friday we're gonna have a preview. First match day. Did I get
Wait,
that right? Schedule?
I'm not sure. Wait, no, Thursday Saturday is your preview. Friday my live
Oh, I'm
preview.
doing it Friday though. That's right.
So Friday I'm live for the preview. Saturday a new
Yeah.
preview show with Julian. So
We're gonna have a
Okay.
better schedule. We're gonna have a better balanced schedule now that we only have one game a week. It's nicer for us,
yeah,
easier for us at least. But we will have continued coverage of the transfer window until it closes, and that'll
Yep.
be more and more videos on that. But after that, it'll be a nice, relaxing one video a day.
Yeah.
Talking about how crap we are or how good we are. But with that, yeah, again, like the video, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Ciao.